Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Monday, 19th of February. In this update, Prime Minister Christopher Luxon gave a somewhat grim outlook of the economy during his State of the Nation speech in Auckland yesterday, but he still has support. Luxon says the state of the nation is fragile and says the problems the country faces won't be fixed in 100 days or 100 days after that, but his government is getting to work. Newstalk ZB political editor Jason Walls told Mike Hosking a lot of polls show he still has plenty of people backing him.
That's good news for him. He's obviously going the right way. He just kind of has to keep going through and get through the noise to keep getting that message out there.
Questions about why flammable pine trees were replanted on Christchurch's Port Hills after the 2017 fire. Fire and Emergency NZ is encouraging the planting of natives over pine following the 650-hectare blaze across pine forest. Christchurch City Councillor Sarah Templeton says the council's options are limited when it comes to private land, but she can understand the community's questions around pine plantations.
That making sure that our hills are cloaked in low flammability native vegetation is the preferable option for planting on the hills.
And another blow for Canterbury fire crews who've spent the night battling a vegetation fire in the Hurunui District's Waikato Valley. A plan to boost the number of cameras on our roads. The NZ Transport Agency is taking over the job of running speed and other traffic cameras from police, with plans to increase the number from 150 to about 800. Road safety campaigner Clive Matthew Wilson says police are overstretched, and he thinks they're trying to replace officers on the ground with machines.
And in particular domestic violence, there's such a huge amount of time lost for them that they no longer really have the energy to do road safety enforcement.
More than 30% of nursing students have questioned whether the profession is right for them. The Nurses Organisation 2023 student survey has found 84% feel nursing students should receive financial compensation during clinical experience, with financial pressures being identified as a barrier. NZNO delegate and National Student Unit co-chair Shannon Bristow says working 40-hour weeks on placement without pay is a significant challenge in the degree.
There's way more stories emerging frequently of students that are unable to either commence it or complete their degree, and it is that financial burden.
Rocket Lab has successfully launched a Japanese satellite into space, the mission aimed at collecting data on space junk. The 150-kilogram satellite was deployed to orbit from the Mahia Peninsula early this morning. It won't be moving the debris itself, but will collect data for future cleanup missions. CEO Peter Beck took to Twitter to call the mission a 100% success. In sport, the Wellington Phoenix men's side continue to hold their 5-point lead atop the A-League football ladder after a 2-1 away win over MacArthur. Breakers guard Will McDowell-White has dislocated his shoulder during the away loss to the Adelaide 36ers. They now prepare to meet the Kings away next Wednesday in a playoff. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck has come through his first NRL League game since 2021 unscathed. He started at centre during the Warriors' pre-season loss to the Tigers in Christchurch. I'm Nivareti Manu. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.